Hello, everybody. My name's kdee, President Osage Advisors, and welcome back to our podcast, The Ins and Outs of Selling Your Business. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about seller motivations and goals, objectives when you're looking to sell your business. What's motivating a business owner is going to drive the type of buyers that come to the table. So we have a number of clients that are looking to retire. We have clients that are looking to maybe roll some equity and partner with a private equity fund or institutional capital and take some money off the table and grow it to the next level. And then, we call it second bite of the apple, sell it down the road. And sometimes that second bite of the apple is more valuable than the first bite. We have sellers that want to sell, maybe stay on for a couple of years and then kind of move into retirement at their own concerns. And then there's issues where we have sellers, clients of ours we've dealt with over the years, where there may be a family issue. For instance, a spouse got sick, and we have an example of a good client of ours that he's in his late 60s, loved his business, energetic, want to keep on going, but his wife was sick. She stood by his side for close to 35, 40 years now. And he made a determination that, it's time for me to be there for her. So there's a number of things that drive the sales process. And then step two, or part two of that is, okay, what am I looking for in this sale? Is it strictly the highest price I can get? Or is it a combination of price and making sure that my employees are taken care of? Is it the legacy of the family firm that continues on? I want my name to stay on it. The culture I created, all these things fall into that value proposition that is extremely important to our clients. Let me give you an example. We had a client several years ago that he wanted to make sure that his employees were taken care of. He lived in the community, and then he didn't want to go to the grocery store or barber shop or wherever and run to an employee that the factory closed, they moved it down south. So it was paramount to him and his partner that the company stayed there at least for 5 years or more. So in our memorandum that we prepared in the company, we put in there owners' goals and objectives, that the business will stay in its current location for not less than 5 years. That was extremely important to our client. So we had a number of interested buyers on that company, and almost to a T, every one of them said, "Look, we'll keep a sales office here, a small engineering office here, but we want to consolidate manufacturing. We want to move it either to the Midwest, we want to move it down south," and that just doesn't work for our client. So eventually, through our process, we found a company over in Europe that was looking for entree into the United States. And they needed a point of contact so they can expand their business from, in this case, Germany, into the U.S. So they wanted to be there. They needed that factory. And that was critical to our client. They were the ultimate buyer. The price was very competitive, but at the end of the day, it really came down to the fact that they were not only going to keep the facility, they were going to invest over $1 million in that facility to improve it. So our clients were very comfortable and confident that their employees would be taken care of. So those are the kind of things that you have to think about when you're thinking about what's important to you when you sell your business. We have other clients, say, "Look, I want to work for a couple of years and retire," but through this whole process, when you sell, sometimes you've never been through it. I'd say 99% of our clients have never sold a company before. So when they go into this and they become educated, informed what the market says, sometimes those goals and objectives change. Last year we sold a company. Our client came to us and said, "Look, I've been doing this 35 years. I love my business, but it's time to move on. So I'd like to work for a couple of years or earlier transition out and then move into some other things that are important to me in my life." we got into the process, and he started looking at some of the buyer pool. And at the end of the day, he decided to stay with the company, with the new buyer, with a equity interest in that business, because he looked at this buyer and said, these are really smart people. And I think if I stay on for a couple, 3 more years than I thought I would, that by rolling some equity in, not only am I going to have a lot of fun because I'm going to focus on the stuff that I really want to focus on, but 2, my reinvestment in this business is going to be tremendous for myself and my family moving forward. So what we usually try to tell our clients is, we understand what your goals and objectives are when you're looking to sell, but you also want to keep an open mind, because not going through a process before is going to put you in a position where, the more information you get, the more you learn about what kind of buyers are out there, you can make an informed decision what's better for you. Another example is, we had a client that, he was secretive. He wanted to sell. I'll call him Matt. Matt was a great guy, had a great business. He's tired. He was still doing all the quoting. He was still, talking to all the vendors, dealing with all the employee issues, obviously the customer issues. Effectively, he was chained to his desk. And he was tired of it. He didn't want to focus on that stuff anymore. It was mundane to him. And he came to us and said, I want to get out. I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And we explained to him, said, we understand that, but also think about, keep an open mind of what other opportunities are out there for you. So at the end of the day, one of the equity buyers said, look, we love this business, but we want you to stay. And Matt said, well, I really don't want to stay. I said, well, let's have a conversation with them. And so we got into this very, I'd call it, detailed, casual conversation about, okay, what do you want me to do? And Matt said to the buyer, said, look, I spend, 6 weeks up in British Columbia skiing, and I spend a month down in Hatteras, kiteboarding, and I don't want to lose that flexibility. And the buyer said, we don't want you to change your life for us. We want you to continue the way you want to live your life. Because if you're not happy, we're not happy. So after multiple conversations, a couple dinners, Matt said, you know what, this is not a bad idea. They don't want me to They don't want me to be doing bids. They don't want me to be dealing with the human resource issues. They can hire someone to do that. They want me to focus on strategy, essentially unchaining him from his desk so he can focus on the stuff he likes still to do and not the stuff he doesn't like to do. And in the day, we came down to, we had like 18 bids on this company from all over the world. And he ended up choosing a private equity buyer, and he rolled equity into this, and he focused on this. And he just sold out the second time about 2 years ago, and he was extremely happy. So kind of, you don't know what you don't know until you really, get to understand and learn. So the key thing here is to keep an open mind, because by keeping an open mind, it's going to drive the best value for you and your family. These are important factors that every business owner should think about, because it's important for them, for you, to drive that process moving forward. But being well-informed and educated is key to a successful sale process. So open mind, being flexible, thinking about what's best for you and your family in the long term is going to drive value throughout the sale. So these are things that are important to you. We're going to get into much more detail in future episodes about what kind of buyers there are, how deals are done. We're going to bring guests in about certain experts related to what are value drivers, what are things that decrease value, how to properly prepare, looking at your wealth management, the tax issues. We'll bring in experts, other members of the Osage team that can give you their experiences as well. And we hope to see you in the future on future episodes. And again, my name's Keith D. I'm President Osage Advisors. You can reach us at osageadvisors.com, or you can call our office at 860-767-3273, extension 1001. Happy to have a conversation, delve into these issues or your concerns in greater detail, and we thank you again for being with us today. Have a great day. Thank you.